I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Now it's 31 days till Christmas.
And we are so excited. So today, Chloe wanted to try a painting project. The other day, you want to show them the picture?
Yeah.
The other day, I went painting with my sisters, and Chloe loved it, so she wants to try and paint this picture. Our pictures won't look exactly alike because neither of us are artists, but if you want to see the final result, make sure you stick around to the end of the video. We're going to take breaks between each step, and then we're going to come back and show you the result of each step and then the final results. So, second, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can see some more of the fun stuff we do in the future. And if you decide to try this picture, comment below and let us know how yours turned out.
And make sure to like it too. Bye.
All right, guys, so it's time to start our first step. This one is probably the hardest step for me, so we'll see how it goes. But what we're gonna do, Chloe, is we take this brush, this is the one we need, and we're gonna paint our whole background blue. We're gonna do that by picking a couple different blue colors. We're gonna just dip it all in. We're gonna make sure we touch a little bit of all of them, and then we're gonna start wiping it across our canvas.
Yes, Mommy?
Yeah, and you want it to be a little bit thin. Try and get a little bit on each corner so you're not just mixing the colors. And then
I accidentally mixed it.
that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Just do it a little bit different later, and that's how we get different textures in our sky. So, all right, guys, when this blue part is done, we will come back and show you the result. All right, guys, I just wanted to hop on and show you guys how Chloe's doing on her background. It's coming along beautifully. She's getting some good texture and depth and color in there. So my side is done. So we're just gonna let Chloe catch up, and then we're gonna be moving on to the next step. So we'll be back soon, right, Chloe?
Yep.
All right, guys, we are back, and the background of Chloe's picture is finished. So now it's time, you can sit down, baby. So now it's time to add some swirls. You wanna grab our picture over there, our sample picture?
So these swirls will be like the wind. Well, and remember, guys, everybody's pictures will not be the same. That means my swirls won't be exactly like these swirls.
That's right. And so we're going to tell you the first step real quick because the swirls are a 4-step process, and we'll come back and show you each step along the way in case you decided you wanted to paint this picture as well. But the first step, we're going to use our small kind of...
Can I do it?
Yeah. Kind of flat paintbrush. And for the first step, we need our swirls to be a little bit darker. Here, let me show them this part. So we're gonna tip literally just like the tiniest drop of black. And we're gonna get some of our darkest blue here, and we're gonna give it a little mix. We just want it to be a little bit darker than what the blue originally was. So see, it's not that much off at all.
It's just a tiny bit more.
That's right. So Chloe is gonna start her swirls, and then we will be right back to show you the first layer of the swirls. Okay. All right, guys, I'm a little bit close. There we go. Oh.
Hi, guys. I just finished my swirls. This one looks like a clay, kind of.
It does. So she just finished her first layer of swirls. And
there's 4 steps to these.
That's
swirls.
right. There's 4 steps. So our next step is we're going to use the same brush we just used, our one that's flat and kind of wide. And we're going to go in with, so we made that darker blue. We're going to go in with our little bit bright blue right here. And we're going to kind of trace the edges. We don't want to make our swirls too wide, so it's okay to let it overlap and blend. So when we get our paint this time we want to go in with a little bit less paint because we can always add more. So you just want to do the tiniest little dip and add it, and then go back and add more. So I'll let Chloe trace the first one, and then we'll come back later when she's done with this step. Perfect. Get some more if you need to, and don't forget to overlap so they blend real nice. So you don't have to wait in between layers to, no, that's perfect, don't say oopsie. You don't have to wait in between layers to do these because you actually want your paints to blend a little bit. That's why we're using such drastic different colors.
See the way I'm overlapping some spots all the way? That will help it blend a little more.
Right, you'll get some nice depth to your wind swirls here. So we're gonna let Chloe finish tracing these with this bright blue, and then we'll come back with the next step.
Look at our next step. You can't really see it, so I'll bring it into the sun, kind of.
No, turn it towards us. You're tilting it too far. There you go.
But I did some swirls. And then
Sorry,
folded it
guys.
up.
This is big for her little hands. So what
Look at my little hand.
So the next step is going over it with an even lighter blue. So we're gonna go ahead and it's just the same concept. You're gonna start a very little bit of paint on your brush, and then you wanna blend it as you're going. So you don't wait for your layers to dry. So we're gonna go ahead and go in with this light blue and touch those swirls really soft again. So we'll be back. All right, so Chloe has finished the next step. We just added some blue, some light blue to her other 2 layers. So now we're gonna do the final layer. I went ahead and jumped ahead a little bit, and this is what her final layer is gonna look like. So we made a light blue, almost white, and that's what she's gonna use to finish highlighting her swirls, and then we'll be back again. All right, guys, she finished up her swirls. Go ahead and turn around. Can you bring it down some? I think they turned out great. You did a good job, Chloe. All right, so our next step is going to be, hand me our paper over there, love. We are gonna start painting the snow mound. So the first thing you do is you just start with a white base. You can see the colors and the textures in there, but we're gonna start with just the white base.
Nice.
So when we're done with that, we will be right back. All right, Chloe.
Bye.
All right, guys, so we have
Whoa.
finished. Oh my goodness.
I'm okay.
Hold it down some so we can see it. We finished our snow base, so we've got our wind swirls and our snow base.
And I did it like that, but my mom did it a different style.
That's right. I did more of a smooth. Chloe wanted hills for people to sled and stuff on. So we're gonna do the next part, which I'm gonna do.
They could go like, whoa.
So our next part is actually we start working on our tree. And I'm gonna show this because it's kind of hard to explain. So like I said, I wanted to be able to, if you guys decide to paint the picture, for you to be able to paint it as well. So we're gonna start the base of our tree. And if you notice in our picture, the base of our tree is a lot darker. It's like a shadow to it. So Chloe, if you wanna get your brush out, we're using our original brush, the kind of small flat brush.
This one?
Yep, so make sure it's rinsed and dried real good.
It is.
So on our palette, we have 3 different color greens. We're going to,
Mix them all together?
no, we're not gonna mix them all together. We're gonna get the darkest green, and then we're gonna go in and just, again, let me see if I can. I'm so sorry, guys. This is a very pea-sized small amount of black is on this end, if you see. Not
Can I
even
try
pea,
one?
minuscule
Can I
amount
try
of
it?
black. So then we're gonna come back to our picture, and we're gonna kind of decide where
This looks green.
Yep, you want to get the green on there, and then just a very tiny dot, very tiny
much
dot of,
green?
yep, and a very tiny dot of black. So then we're going to come back to our picture, and we're going to kind of try and decide where we want our trees to be. So we don't want our trees to start at the top of our snow, Chloe. We want to come down about an inch.
Okay. Is this an inch?
Yes.
I can't
maybe.
do it. It's not dry yet.
Oh, well, you're just putting a little line for now, so it's okay.
So a little line.
And then you're going to go over a little bit where you want the other, however big you want your tree to be, and put another
Does
line.
it have to be big?
You don't want it too small, because then it would be too small for your picture.
Oh, that's too green.
No, it's okay, I promise. And then you're gonna go ahead and do the same thing again. So you want your trees to be kind of close. They don't have to be right on top of each other, because you want to leave room for your branches to be able to spread out. And So my trees are gonna be pretty big. See, it's gonna leave a nice little hill over here. But honey, you can spread it out more. There's no messing up because we're gonna cover.
What do I do now?
Go ahead and decide where you want your other line to be.
But it's too small.
But so the line you have right here, no. So this line on this side, I would move it over. So all you need to do is make another.
That big.
Yeah, so now you have a nice big tree. And I would do your next tree, go over about 2 inches, so about this big, baby. No, from your far line. This one on this end, baby. Chloe.
Up.
Yep, little further, about right there. And I would start your second tree. So do a little line.
Then what do we do? This one.
We're gonna fill that middle one in. That first tree is gonna be nice and big. So then go over and make your other line.
Can it be big?
I wouldn't do it too big. You don't want 2 huge trees. Yep, get your little dot of black. Go maybe a little further. Right there, I would think would be good. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, see we have our trees outlined where they're gonna start. And we're just gonna keep going back with this green and getting a little bit of black on it. And we're gonna kind of just do little lines up. See?
That's hard for a mommy.
You wanna do
little lines up.
Yeah, so use your skinny side. Remember how we learned to use the skinny part of our brush?
Like that?
Yep, so nice and skinny, baby. Look how much.
Right, I can. My brush is too.
Wipe some of your extra paint off if you need to.
It's not what it is, it's too.
Oh, okay, well, hold on, I'll come help you. Let me do this part and then I'll turn this off. I wanted to be able, so when you're doing your lines, guys, you want them to be kind of angled like the bottom of a tree. So it wouldn't be perfectly straight up and down. It would be all kinds of different angles and stuff. And it's okay if it looks more black than green right now because we're going to go back over it with some more green on the next step.
Mommy?
Yes, that's perfect. See what Chloe's doing, and we're gonna turn this off and I'm gonna go give her a little bit of a hand, but then we'll be right back with the next step. All right, guys, we are back and we finished filling in the base of our tree. I know it looks a little bit crazy right now, but it's gonna get filled in more. So what we're gonna do right now is same brush. We're gonna use our lightest green.
Lightest green, got it.
Okay, now you have to watch mommy first so we can get it right. So we're just making like a curvy triangle. And it doesn't matter how it looks because this is gonna be completely covered in a minute. So you're just coming up and you wanna curve it however you want. Sorry, I know I'm turning this. Again, Chloe's brother stole our GoPro, so we can't just set it up right now. So we're just gonna leave that like that. And then, so for me, I ended up putting my trees a little bit too close. Chloe's are nice and spread out over there. So I'm gonna bring this one a little bit weirder, but I'm gonna bring it up and curve it over my other tree since they're so close. And then bring it down.
That's a big tree.
It is a big one, isn't it? So see, we're just doing super light. They almost look like Santa hats or gnome hats, don't they? And we're gonna come back in a minute and we're gonna fill this in so it actually looks like a Christmas tree, but this is just our outline. It's kind of our guide to show us where to go. So I'm gonna help Chloe do hers and then we'll be back again for the next step to start filling our trees in. All right, guys, I think this is the perfect time to show you that nothing is perfect. So you'll see both of our trees, again, remember these are just the outlines, they're gonna get covered, but you can see that we messed up and we decided we needed to make our trees a little bit bigger.
I thought mine were a little too skinny and this one was only that big, and I thought the bottom to be a little more, and then this one was way too skinny.
Right. So now we're gonna move on to doing our tree branches. We both have these bigger brushes and they are angled. So I think these are gonna be perfect because we are using a bigger canvas. This one is a 16 by 20. And it's gonna take a little bit longer and be a little bit harder to fill these in. But what we're gonna do first is we're gonna start with our nice dark green, Chloe.
Dark green.
And you kind of want to start in the middle and you're just gonna start bringing it out. You want to go past your green line a little bit. You're not trying to fill it all the way in, so make sure you're leaving space because we're gonna go back and use about 2 or 3 colors.
I think I can do that maybe.
You can. Remember, don't fill it in all the way. You want to leave space, and then you can come back down here and kind of go down and add an angle. So we're gonna do this with both of our trees, and we're gonna start at the bottom and we're gonna go all the way to the top.
It's hard.
It is hard, but don't worry, you can't really mess it up. Just make sure you're leaving space. You wanna start from about the middle, and we're just kind of going, we're doing curves, okay? Your middle might not fill in as much right away, and that's okay because we're gonna be adding a few different shades of green, and that's how we get the depth and the texture to our trees. Yep, make sure you start at the bottom. Hey monkey, do a couple more from lower down, kind of coming out like this.
Okay.
It's okay to go over your black base a little bit. Just make sure you wipe. It's okay, just make sure you wipe your brush off in between. All right guys, so we're gonna fill our trees in with this first layer of green and then we'll be back. All right guys, so we have our first layers of our trees done.
You can see I messed up a little bit.
That's okay.
It's okay.
That's right. So these trees, they kind of look like Charlie Brown trees right now, but we're gonna fill them in a lot. So our next layer, we're gonna use that same brush. Chloe went with a little bit smaller brush. She felt that was more comfortable.
See how skinny this one is?
Yeah. So it's
skinnier.
still angled and everything. We're just giving our brush a good rinse. So we're
I
gonna,
already did.
we're gonna go in and do the same thing with not the light green, but with the bright green. We're gonna go
White, so this one, Mommy?
right. And we're not gonna completely cover the ones we did. We'll cover some of them, but we're mostly also gonna start filling in some of those empty spots. We wanna keep the same angle and the same depth. So we're like where we started the middles of our trees.
Okay.
So we're gonna do that now and then we'll be back.
Bye.
Second layer of green, you wanna flip it over?
Puffy tree.
Super cute, love.
Puffy tree.
So the last part of the tree that we do is going to be
White.
That's right. It's actually going to be white. This is a good chance to add some snow to your tree, but also cover up any blank spots that you have. See, I've got quite a few.
I got some too.
Right, and you can always
I
go...
have a lot on the top and this one a lot in the middle. And this
Right, and you can always go back in with a contrasting green and fill those in as well. So like on this one, I have a blank spot, but I have a dark green right there, so I would probably go in with my light green and fill that in, and vice versa on the other spots. But first I'll do my white and see how much I get it filled in and if I like it or not. All right, you ready to do the white, Chloe? And you can use the same brush you've been using for your white, or you can switch to a smaller one. It doesn't matter, whichever you're more comfortable with. So we'll be back in a few minutes.
Bye.
Good morning, guys. We are back today. We had to take a break yesterday for bedtime. But Chloe did finish up her trees before she went to bed last night, so I'm gonna let her show you. She did amazing. This is her first time ever painting like a real picture, so.
Look at my puffy tree.
So what we're gonna work on first is we're gonna start adding the texture and shadows to our snow. To do that, we're gonna start with our darkest blue down there, and we're gonna do kind of a line all the way across the bottom of our trees, and then we're gonna go in with our little bit lighter blue and do the same thing right underneath it and kind of blend them together. And then finally, we'll lighten up our lightest blue with some white and just add some shadows and creases throughout our snow.
Hey
so we're
guys,
gonna go ahead.
Don't forget to comment down below what you want me to paint next.
That's right. Let us know if you want to see Chloe do some more art in the future, because she is loving this. So we'll be back real soon to show you the results of our next step. All right, guys, so we have our first shadow lines done. So now we're going to, what we're going to do for this one, we don't want to use the bright blue. So we're actually going to dip our brush in our bright blue and our darkest blue, and then tap it around a little bit to kind of get something in between our bright blue and our darkest blue. And then you're going to tap it off. You're going to tap it off as much as you can on your tray again, because you don't want any extra paint. You really want this to be really nice and thin, and we're just spreading it. See, and we're just going to go in and fill it in all the way up to our first dark blue line. Now guys, remember, Chloe and I are not artists. We do not do this for a living. I don't do this for a living. This is just something we did for fun, so we are doing
Yeah, my mom learned how, and she did it like her first thing, so we're doing it again.
That's right.
And she's teaching me how. It's more looking like a shadow.
It is. Now remember, you want them.
No.
It is. All right, guys, we're going to come back and show you the results after this. We're going to go ahead and do this line, and then go ahead and start adding some texture to our actual snow as well, and we'll be back after these two steps. All right, guys, Chloe has finished the texture on her snow. You want to get a look, Chloe? Super cute. So as you can see, what we used for the texture was our lightest blue, and we added enough white that it was like barely blue, because you just want to add some layers and texture to your snow. So we're going to almost finish this up now. We're going to go ahead and add our moon, our white dots around our wind gust.
What about decorating in this door?
And we're going to go ahead and add our decorations and our star. The reason we're going to do all of that right now is because it's pretty self-explanatory. So I think you guys can figure that out. And it's a pretty quick process. So we'll be back soon. All right, guys, Chloe has finished.
Finished.
I think she did an amazing job. So here is the picture again. And then Chloe's picture. Good job, Chloe. I'm so proud of you for
Show
not.
them yours.
You want me to show mine? I'm so.
She cheated on this.
Oh, you're not supposed to tell on me. She's telling on
She
me.
used a paint marker to draw the star. I used paint.
Yes, Chloe used paint. She did hers by hand. I cheated and used a paint marker on my stars.
This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tweets.
Oh my goodness. All right, Chloe, are we done?
Yep.
Okay.